Ladies and gentlemen, this is New Year Smash for our All Elite Wrestling save. I'm Brendan Plays, and that's right, pay-per-view time today. Always one of my favorite times is when we get to the pay-per-view, our storylines, we can finally wrap them up, and let's go ahead and jump straight into them. So New Year Smash, not considered to be one of our best shows or anything along those lines, but it's still an important event. It's still an event. It's a bit of a pit stop on the way to Revolution. It's a big event, and we're hoping to have a good show. Last year, we had a 70 rated edition, 1,000 in attendance, still in that, mildly COVID era. Main event was Moxley and Rey Fenix. How times have changed. We've definitely got a lot more guys up our sleeve to have a little bit stronger main events than that. But also tonight, we are taking a bit of a risk with our main event, so it's hard to really say how it's going to all play out. But I'm looking forward to it. Park and Lance Archer was another strong match in there. The Hardys beating FTW. So not a massive show by any means, but tonight I feel like we've got a better card, and let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Alright, on the pre-show, Jay Lethal grabbed a win over Frank Kazarian in a 59 rated match. Lethal 62, Kazarian 46. Another win for Jay to keep on getting him some momentum. So very good stuff there from Lethal. Next up, the Hardys grabbed a win over the Good Brothers in a 67 rated match. Just a way to get the Hardys on the card, pick up a decent win over the Good Brothers, who still got a bit of popularity. So it's a solid win for the Hardys, who, they're on their way down the card, unfortunately, rather than up, but this is a way just to get a bit of momentum, try and get them back on track. Okay, we opened up the show with Keith Lee. He's revealed as the surprise opponent for Brian Cage, who Brian Cage can't believe it. Keith Lee gets a very good rating for his gimmick, so it's a good start for him, and let's hope that he has a good match here with Brian Cage. His big debut, let's see it. 64. Okay, so they actually had no chemistry, these two. So not the start that Keith Lee probably needed. He gets a win over Cage, which is great. But Brian Cage actually outperformed him. There you go. So 14-minute match. I think I set this as a wild brawl as well. So I thought both guys would benefit from it. And I feel like they probably did. But yeah, no chemistry. So this could have been a lot better. Maybe the wrong choice of opponent for Keith to start with. And look, it was someone who was going to leave the company soon. Brian Cage should be out of the company pretty soon. A way to put over Keith Lee, beating a guy who's got a bit of name value in the company before he goes. We also advanced the storyline because Ricky Starks was ringside. He's trying to help out Keith Lee. He's trying to help out Brian Cage, and trying to make sure that his group is still strong. But he's obviously not going to be happy that Keith Lee beats him. Hence why Ricky Starks spits in the face of Brian Cage after the loss. So Ricky Starks is a little bit disgusted. He can't believe it. You really lost to Keith Lee? Are you serious? What is this doing to Team Taz? It's bringing the team down. 66 for that segment. Good stuff there by Ricky. Okay, well, we tried something a little bit different with the women. Now, I've been playing one of my a different custom save of mine. One of the saves I've been doing. We're doing an era in about 2004, 2005, and I've made my own company in that era. And I've got a women's division on that show, and one of the things I've been doing is trying to utilize the eye candy feature to try and boost up the women's division matches. I've never done it here in the AEW save, but in my other save, it always works a lot better than the usual matches. So I figured, okay, let's see it. Let's try it out. Can it work? Is it a good idea? Well, here it is, a 56 rated match between Brandy and Red Velvet, Shining Force and Superbad. Triple threat tag team match. The winner gets the next title shot. 56. This match had no right to be 56 rated. So yes, it did work. It's a little bit of a cheap and lazy way to do it, but there you go. In the end, Superbad picked up the win. Brandy Rhodes took the pin, so that helps out the Superbad and Shining Force teams, making them look a little bit stronger. Because it was Brandy and Velvet going first, then Shining Force, so Superbad picked up the win. So there you go. Best of the match was Ali, 61. Worst was Red Velvet, 46. But even Yuka Sakazaki, 56, and Rio's 53. Pretty good all around from everybody. So yeah, look, maybe the eye candy's the way to go in certain matches. It might be. I don't know. I don't like particularly using it. It's not how AEW really functions in real life, but I figured, okay, let's see it. Let's try it. And it did work. Next up, Adam Cole interrupts a Bryan Danielson interview, and he says that he's going to find someone that is capable of beating Danielson. So kind of teasing that there could be one of those pick your poison sort of matches. Each guy will find an opponent for each other, and kind of that's where we're heading next to try and prove who's the better out of the two. Really test one another, see if they can both get a win. That sort of scenario. So 86 there for that segment. Ricky Starks and Jungle Boy finally go one-on-one for a 73 rated match. Both guys performing well, great chemistry between each other. 73 from Jungle Boy, 62 from Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks' gimmick is getting a little stale, so we've got to freshen that up. But in the end, it was Brian Cage. He's back. He's not happy he got spat in the face earlier on. He's back here to cost Ricky Starks the match and turn him babyface. So we will do a quick Ricky Starks and Brian Cage match before Brian Cage leaves. Maybe we could even squeeze it on the Revolution pay-per-view. That is still quite some way away, about 6 weeks away or so. So maybe not, but still, yeah, I mean, why not? Brian Cage is leaving. It makes sense for Ricky Starks to get a win over him, and that's a way we can kind of, give Ricky Starks something to do after this Jungle Boy feud. So Jungle Boy wins the feud. He'll move on to potentially challenging for Tag Team Gold at some point in the near future. Nyla Rose and Ruby Soho go one-on-one for 52. No eye candy this time, just a straight-up match. But Nyla Rose, now, I didn't realize when she beat Brandy Rhodes, she went from 38 to 45 popularity. Yep, 45, 7-point gain. So she's got a lot of popularity at the moment, which is why she performed at 52 here. And Ruby Soho picked up the win. I figured, why not? Ruby Soho she could gain 3 or 4 points and bring Nyla back down to 40, because I did not expect her or even want her to be at 45 pop, because 45 popularity would mean she's probably the most popular woman on the roster. Do I want that out of Nyla Rose? Quite honestly, no. So, yeah, so we did bring her back to reality a little bit here. These two have pretty good chemistry, so that's good. That's a surprise. They had a good match. 52 for the women is always good, and both women have been pretty good in the last couple of months. So Ruby Soho picks up a win, and we're probably looking to position her into a title opportunity soon. Jade Cargill does have the belt, so that's going to be difficult for Ruby to kind of overcome her, and it's probably not time for Jade to lose the belt just yet, but definitely Ruby might be up there as the top contender to taking the belt from her when the time is right. Chris Jericho is here. He's got an interview. He says he needs to reinvent himself to get back to the top of AEW. So Jericho's been a heel the entire time of our save. We've never turned him. It might be time to change that. I think it might be time to get Chris Jericho to go to the other side and see what he can do, explore some different opportunities, some different feuds. Because majority of the feuds he could do right now would be against CM Punk, Danielson, which I don't think we really need to do those two. Two veterans really feuding doesn't really help anyone at this stage. Cody Rhodes is going to be going, so that was already one. Adam Page. We've done a lot of these feuds already, so if we turn him over, then he could at least feud with the Elite. The Kenny Omega match, we could explore that. MJF, we could do something with that again. It's just a lot more opportunity, a lot more we can really do with it all, and I think it's a good option at this stage, because at the moment Jericho just doesn't really have a lot going on. Next up, Top Flight and the Acclaimed. They have a tag team match. Probably didn't need to be on the main show, but I wanted to squeeze it on here to try and boost both teams. In the end, the Acclaim picked up a win. This time, Lio Rush gets himself involved, and it actually helps. He actually does something right for once. So there you go. So Lio Rush, not a complete screw-up tonight, helping the Acclaimed grab a win. Darius Martin was the best in the match with 45. Next up, the Wild Things got a promo as they get ready for their match with Red Dragon 78 here. Very good stuff, probably one of their best promos in recent times. And the match, it was no disqualification, bit of a street fight here between the Wild Things and Red Dragon. 73 rated. Moxley, of course, the best in the match. 80. Kyle O'Reilly, 71. Fish, 61. Kingston lacking behind a bit with 51. So there you have it. Red Dragon pick up the win again. This time, Adam Cole gets himself involved, and all of a sudden, it is now Adam Cole and Red Dragon reunited again. Post-match, Adam Cole embraces Red Dragon as the Wild Things are absolutely furious with their loss 2 times in a row now, as Red Dragon, they outsmart them once again. So Adam Cole reunites with the Red Dragon. That's kind of what Adam Cole might have been referring to earlier on. He's going to find someone that can beat Bryan Danielson, and he has found 2 very reliable friends. Definitely think we could head to a 6-man tag team match here on Dynamite. The reformed Undisputed Era versus Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Bryan Danielson. That'd be a hell of a match. That would be a very fun match. So looking forward to seeing that. I think that's where we'll head for the time being anyway. 69 rated. Alright, hype video for Kenny and Sammy, 73. And the match, 81. Kenny Omega delivers again. 91 from him. Sammy Guevara, 77. 81 overall. As Cody Rhodes watched on, he was on the announce desk. He didn't do a great job, but he was there nonetheless. Kenny Omega grabbed the win over Sammy Guevara, and that's no surprise. We were always heading in that direction. Kenny Omega, one of the most popular guys in the company. It's time to get him in the title hunt, and he'll be doing that next against Cody Rhodes. Jade Cargill had a kendo stick match against Takarashita. Jade Cargill picked up the win, 55 rated match. So 3 women matches on the pay-per-view. That's right, we are treating the women's division great here in our save for our show. So we have plenty of time to fill. Jade Cargill 46, Sheeta 55. Great match. Probably one of the better women's title matches we've had in some time. Not because of Jade, but more so because of Sheeta. Look, Sheeta's had a good opportunity to be spotlighted as of late. We've had some good segments with the whole portfolio thing going down. Sheeta's involved in that whole gambling sort of scheme going on there. So it's been a little bit of a fun feud. Lio Rush did get himself involved here, and Jade Cargill, she did get hit by Lio Rush, but it didn't cost her the match. She was able to recover, thankfully. Post-match though, Jade is absolutely fuming. She is not happy. She is furious at Lio for nearly costing her the match, and she lays him out with the Jaded finisher. So this could be the end of the Jade and Lio Rush experiment. Didn't last long, did it? I had full intentions of making it last, but plans change. So Jade Cargill lays out Lio, and looks like the portfolio is a bust. Alright, MJF, he's on the card here, and he mocks CM Punk for not being here tonight, and he calls him a part-timer who doesn't care about the fans. So MJF kind of responding here to CM Punk and saying that the Pinnacle is a bit of a poison to AEW. Well, at least the Pinnacle show up. At least we're here. We're here tonight. We're at the pay-per-view. We would have had a match, but CM Punk wasn't here to fight me, so I have to have a promo instead. There's no match for me tonight. So MJF kind of making fun of CM Punk for all of that. Next up, the Triple Threat Tag Team match. Darby Malachi took on the Lucha Bros and FTR. The winners get a title shot against the Young Bucks at the pay-per-view, and it is Darby and Malachi picking up that victory. Darby Allin 63, Malachi 78. So a good performance from those two. Penta 73, Ray Phoenix 78. So Ray Phoenix probably not as good as usual, but FTR 77 and 75. So everybody in this match doing a pretty good job. Big win here for Darby and Malachi. We made Darby Allin take a crazy bump during the match as well. Probably elevated it quite a bit. So overall, pretty good match. It's a big win for Darby and Malachi. It's a way to really push Darby up the card and see what he can do. The House of Black, we're trying to go all in on that and really make it a strong faction. And obviously, in real life, Buddy Matthews has joined the House of Black, so we'll have to emulate that as well. So it will be a 4-man crew in our game rather than 3, so the group gets even stronger. The Young Bucks and the House of Black tease a match post-match there, so the Young Bucks come out afterwards and kind of confront the House of Black from a distance, but confront them nonetheless. Alright, our main event will be Miro and Adam Page for the TNT Championship, 74 for the hype video, and 78 for the match. So not quite as good as the Kenny Omega and Sammy Guevara match, but Miro does win the TNT title here, 20-minute match. It just lacked a little bit of psychology. They needed someone who could construct a match a little bit better here to give it a better flow. Adam Page was great though, 87. Miro really good, 80. It just didn't quite get the rating we thought it might, just because of the psychology. Adam Page took a big bump as well. That elevated the match. Miro, he's been a crazy, crazy man as of late, and it's working. 78 for the match. He wins the TNT title. It's a way now we can get Adam Page away from the TNT belt, get him back in the main event picture, as I'm sure we'll go ahead and do Kenny Omega and Adam Page sometime after Revolution as one of our next big feuds. Miro celebrates his big win after the match for 73, and we do have an 81 rated show overall. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's a pretty solid show, can't complain. Everything looked pretty good. You know, the big matches didn't overly deliver, but you know, for the most part, they were still pretty strong. Good mid-card matches as well. I think we kind of achieved everything we were looking to do here. Alright, New Year Smash, we had 8,100 in attendance and 66,000 buys, so I'll take that. That's pretty good. Nothing over the top there, and that's kind of what we wanted. It's a minor show after all. But 66,000 buys gives us 80,000 bucks on the pay-per-view. It's not bad. That's not bad money. It's okay. So we'll take that. And of course, we'll have some popularity changes, so we may as well go ahead and take a look at some of those. We will in a moment, but obviously storylines. Where are we headed now? Revolution. What are we thinking? That's probably the direction we have to start planning out now. We've got about 6 weeks until Revolution, but obviously Cody and Kenny for the belt. That's where we're going. Could be Miro and Page again, but it could be a multi-man match. It's usually what we kind of do for the TNT belt. Or maybe we go in a different direction entirely. Do we go with Ruby Soho and Jade Cargill for the belt? That's a risk. I mean, it'll be a good match. Maybe a multi-women match might be the way to go to. And maybe incorporate Chris Statlander and Mercedes Martinez. Maybe Thunder Rosa. That could give us a bit more flexibility. Obviously, Malachi and Darby against the Young Bucks for the tag belts. So that kind of covers majority of the championships, with, of course, Superbad and TJ for the women's tag team championships. So that kind of gives us a good direction already. Adam Cole and Danielson. Maybe the Wild Things and the Red Dragon. They do it again, potentially. That would be a third match. CM Punk and MJF. So the card's shaping up to be pretty good. You know, there's a few more opportunities for some other guys to get into there. I'm sure we'll do a Revolution ladder match as well. That could give us 8 guys involved, so that can really fill out the card there. So those are some of the preliminary matches we're thinking of doing going forward. Now, in terms of popularity changes, obviously Adam Page, he took a big loss to Miro, and he did lose some popularity. Miro goes up to 81. Page was around the 80 mark. He drops a little bit. Other guys on the card, well, a lot of our top guys, you know, Jericho and Danielson weren't involved in too much. Kenny Omega, no change for him, no surprise. Malachi, no change either. Sammy Guevara, he had a solid match and probably went slightly down rather than up, just hovering around 77. Brian Cage, 61-62, so that's pretty good, nothing too crazy. Darby Allin, up to 58, and he was around 57-56, so not a massive change, but still a gain nonetheless for him, which is always good to see. Furthermore, Keith Lee, he's only considered to be well known, so he's not considered to be more of the upper mid-card guy. He's stuck in that mid-card area. No change for him despite defeating Brian Cage. So that's that's an interesting one. Kyle O'Reilly, he got another win over the Wild Things, but still no change for him. But he's already had a big gain this month, so he doesn't really need to go up anymore. Jungle Boy getting close to 60 in some areas. He's 61 in the Southeast already, so some good movement happening for him. Ricky Starks at 52 despite the loss. Well, he's gained. He started the month around the high 40s, so he's now jumped up to 52. So we are pretty much getting Ricky Starks to be that really strong guy in the mid-card. Further down the card, well, Ali picked up a win as well. Same with Penelope Ford. She's at 34 for her popularity. The positive news here is she's moved up to being recognizable. So that means that she won't be penalized whenever she's having a match on TV. That's important. Penelope Ford doesn't look like she's there with her just yet. She's still a little bit behind in her popularity, but surely she can't be too far away. So that'll be important to try and have the best possible match going forward with TJ. Obviously, Ty Conti is a little bit behind with her popularity too. So that's kind of where it gets a little bit tricky, but I'm sure we can kind of figure that one out. Brandy Rhodes took the loss, but she's only lost a slight amount of popularity as well. So that's fine. We know we can live with that. That's absolutely okay. Obviously, Ruby Soho, she picked up a big win over Nyla Rose. Ruby moves up to 43, 44, 45. Really good. And Nyla Rose only drops down to 44. So essentially, we have now created two big stars for the women's division coming out of this. And you package that in with Jade Cargill, who's at 41, 47. That's great. Sheeta's around 40. Britt Baker, who I'm sure will be coming back soon, 43. Anna Jay's around 40. And of course, you've got, Jessie McKay. She's around the 40 mark as well. So, there is something happening for the women's division. And I'm looking forward to it. Cassie Lee's around that too. So we've probably got 6 to 8 women who have got a decent amount of popularity. That's something we can work with. We are finally starting to really create a bit of separation among the women and really making the women's division somewhat watchable, which is great because it's been really struggling. Yuka Sakazaki moving up to the mid to high 20s, which is good. Rio, well, she should be in that other category as well. She's got 38 in the Southeast, mid 30s elsewhere. So that is really positive that the women's division is really starting to come along quite nicely. Very relieving. Our size in terms of the company popularity, 72 in the Southeast, 71. Slightly going down as of late. We've had a few tough shows that has brought the popularity down. And that's the thing, you have to be consistently good with Rampage and Dynamite if you are going to keep growing the company. And that can make things a little bit tricky without giving away too many big matches all the time. So trying to get to 77, 78 for the overall company popularity, I'm sure will prove to be pretty difficult. Merchandise, CM Punk still dominating, nearly selling 4 times more than the next guy, which is Bryan Danielson. Cody Rhodes is up there as well as Moxley, Kenny Omega, Page, Jericho, Malachi, Sammy, and MJF. They all round out the top 10 so far this month. So no surprise, CM Punk, has been huge for our company. If you really think about it, he joined our company around August time. Since then, we were at $750,000 for our merchandise sales. When he joined, it went to 1.2 million, 1.5, 2 million, 1.9. That's the CM Punk effect. So he's pretty much comfortably paying for his monthly salary easily. He could definitely get a lot more money without even having to worry about it. $135,000 per month. Danielson, $120,000. Well, if you look at their actual merchandise figures per month, CM Punk, $935,000 he's brought in. $561,000 of that is coming to the company. So he is paying for his contract easily. Even Danielson, $140,000 to him, to the company. He's paying for his own contract too. That's what some of the top guys can bring to the table, and that's what helps keep us afloat. So that's been a bit of a game changer for us to allow us to afford to pay for all these different guys. And we mentioned earlier on, another signing for AEW. You got Buddy Murphy, obviously known as Buddy Matthews now. So we're going to have to bring him in as well. Now, he's already signed to Impact because I thought he might be heading to there rather than AEW. So I gave him a contract to Impact. He's the X Division champion, but we'll sign him as well. So we'll give him probably a 2-year deal, I'd say, and probably a per-show basis. So we'll try and bring him in as well. So he wants a better cut of the merchandise. And we'll bring him in. So he's got 50 popularity, so he'll be another decent addition alongside the House of Black. So I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing how he fares in our version of All Elite Wrestling as we build towards the Revolution pay-per-view. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.